Yeah, dude, you gotta come check it out. It's like the coolest thing, man. All right, sure. When you going up? I'm about to go, dude. You should come right now. Sure. All right, why not? Ollie had run into a friend of his who lived in the apartment building next door. And Chad was a lot of things, actually. Chad was a surprisingly intelligent guy, but Chad was really, really into bodybuilding. He loved to lift weights and go running and do all this gym stuff, and he was stacked. And he had lots of interests, but his favorite thing to talk about was weightlifting and the science of fitness. So, when he saw Ollie out on the sidewalk and came running up, Ollie knew that he was probably going to tell Ollie something about fitness. Wasn't quite what he expected, though. You see, they had just built a weight room on the roof of Chad's apartment building, which again is the next apartment building over from Ollie's. I didn't think they were going to go for it, man. Like, usually they put gyms in the basement and stuff, but I was like, basement, that's lame. Let's get some natural light out there. We can do it like Venice Beach style. And we had to set some rules, like there's none of this like dropping the weight stuff. And I had some friends of mine that know how to build floors and stuff, build this like insulated floor so that even if somebody does drop a weight, it's not going to, crash through the roof into somebody's apartment on the top floor. I kept on thinking they were going to say no, but everybody was pretty jazzed about it. So, yeah, they just finished it. You got to come check it out. All I had to admit that having a gym on the roof is pretty cool. On the roof of Ollie's apartment building, there's a patio and a grill. And there's a couple of outlets where you can plug in like a mini fridge or a stereo system. It was cool, as roofs go. But as Ollie and Chad got up to the roof of Chad's building, it was pretty sweet. It really did feel like they were at the beach. It had a pretty normal gravel roof, like a lot of apartment buildings have. But in one section, not quite the middle, because the elevator stack and the air conditioning system were right in the middle. But over on the side, away from the street, was a pretty well-appointed weight room. It was mostly machines. There were some free weight dumbbells and stuff, but they didn't do like the big, heavy free weights. And yeah, man, like I get it. I like free weights, but I can also go to the gym, like the regular gym, and get free weights. But I can come up here anytime. I can be up here from my apartment in 4 minutes, man. It's fantastic. And plus, like, the machines are good for a lot of people, man. You gotta, like, kind of know what you're doing to lift free weights. Whereas I feel like anybody in, like, 5 minutes can be safe to get swole on one of these machines. And they got good ones, too. There were pull-up bars and the various cable machines. It was a good setup. And it was all built on stuff that didn't really need electricity, so they didn't have... they had exercise bikes up there, but not the kind that need to be plugged in, and everything was weatherproof. It was a pretty sweet setup. So they started to do a little workout. Ollie's not a big gym rat, but it's good to stay in shape. And it was pretty cool to see Chad like in his element, getting strong, getting a pump on. They were having such a good time with it, and it was such a lovely day that, well, they didn't even notice when the power went out in Chad's building. And the door lock was a power lock. Neither Ollie nor Chad was expected anywhere, so it wasn't like anybody was calling them looking for them. So when it was time to go, I said, hey, I should head home. This has been really cool, though. Maybe I can come up again. Dude, anytime. You have my number. Here, I'll let you back out. And he put the code in the door, and nothing happened. And he pulled on the handle, and nothing happened. And he shook the door, and nothing happened. Oh. That's not good. He pulled out his phone and called his roommate, but nobody answered. Chad didn't have a whole lot of numbers in the apartment building, but nobody answered. So he called the building management company. Eventually he got through their hold and their secretary. Said, oh yeah, oh yeah, right there on 32nd Street. I do see that the power's out. Okay, I will make some calls and we should be able to have somebody out there probably within 2 hours. It's kind of a busy day. But yeah, if you could tell anybody you see that power should be restored in about 2 hours. Chad hung up. He's like, dude, we are stuck for like 2 hours. And I said, 2 hours? But, oh man, I've got other stuff I've got to do today. I mean, I had time for a workout, but I've got an appointment in like 45 minutes. And I've got to get all the way uptown. What are we going to do? Well, I looked around the side, and it wasn't like Ollie's apartment building where it was made of brick and it was easy to climb. This one was all mostly glass, which would have been hot to climb on, and it could have burned him, or it could have slipped. And there wasn't really a ladder. Oh, they realized that they probably would have to add some kind of fire escape for this actually to be a legal space, but that was neither here nor there. There was a call button, but with the power out, it didn't call anybody. And as they were contemplating their predicament, Chad said, dude, I've got an idea. How much do you weigh, Ollie? I said, oh, yeah, I mean, not much by your standards. Last I checked, I was weighing about 10 pounds. Righteous. Dude, I've got an idea. I think I can get us out of here. No problem. All right, Ollie said. What's your idea, and what does it have to do with how much I weigh? Well, like one of my hobbies, one of the things I do with all my fitness, all my strength, have you ever heard of the shot put? I said the shot put, like the track and field game where you chuck a heavy ball as far as you can? Yeah, man, that's the one. It's super fun. And it's like primal, you know? You're just like, oh, I'm a big strong gun. I'm going to chuck this heavy thing. It's good. It's good. Anyway, I'm thinking from the distance from here to your roof is a shorter distance than I can shot put. And I shot put with a 12-pound ball. So you want to throw me from your roof to my roof. Yeah, do you think you can stick the landing, man? Well, I thought, well, that's kind of a cool idea. And he was pretty sure he could stick the landing. It was about a 10-foot, maybe a 15-foot drop from Chad's roof to Ollie's roof. So if Chad really could chuck a 12-pound ball further than that, it should work. And Ollie's roof does have the sandy. It's a pretty soft roof as far as roofs go. Well, all right. You know what? I didn't get where I am by not taking risks. How do we want to do this? How am I going to get you down? Easy. Our building's still on like physical keys, and then we have these keypads. But I have a physical key for the front door. And then once you're inside, you should be able to just walk up the stairs and let me in. I said, all right. So you'll give me your key, and then I'll chuck you off the side of a building. Righteous. Ollie realized that he had other options. He could climb down the side of the building on the shady side, maybe. Or perhaps he could get a hold of Harry the Hawk to just carry him across. But the more he thought about it, the more it was the coolest idea he'd been a part of in like a couple of weeks. So I took the key. He said, Chad, you can hold on to my bag. Yeah, good idea, man. That could get in the way. And then Ollie balled himself up as tight as he could, which was pretty tight. He said, yeah, man, you're like a little squishier than the balls I usually throw, like the shot put balls, but I can totally make this work. Can I like give you a practice throw onto the air conditioner just to get the feel of it? At this point, Ollie was down for anything, so he said, sure. Ollie balled himself up. Chad picked him up, came of a hearty toss on top of the air conditioning, which was about 10 feet tall. Yeah, no problem, man. If you hold yourself tight like that, we can do this. The physics are on our side, man. So, Ollie took the key and held it in his mouth. And he rolled himself up to the tightest ball he could. And Chad picked him up and said, "Are you ready, dude? Are you ready, Ollie, to fly?" Ollie said, "Do it." And Chad spun around what felt like 3 times, and then gave a stutter step, and with a big hurrah, Ollie was flying through the air. Not only did he make it, he was going a little bit too far. So Ollie opened himself up like a big sail, and glided gently down to land right on the patio. When he made the landing, you could hear Chad shouting from the other roof, like, "Righteous, man, that was even cooler than I thought. I didn't know you could be a parachute. Fantastic, man." Ollie shouted back, "That was pretty darn cool. All right, give me a couple minutes. I'll come up and get you." Ollie went down his stairs, out of the building, up this block, and the keys did work, and Ollie got into Chad's building and went right up the staircase and opened up the door. Chad said, "See, it's all good, man. I knew you could do it. I knew I could do it. I knew we could do it. You said you got 45 minutes? Yeah. Let's get a cup of coffee, dude." And that was the case of Ollie and the Flying Ollie.